today, guys? I'm doing awesome and sexy. Thanks for always asking. Alright, today, or rather, fucking yesterday, really didn't do that much of Runescape. Basically pretty much got an effigy, did my jacket trades, a little thingy. I'm up to it's now giving me 5,575 Slayer EXP, which, that's really not that fucking bad if you really think about it. But, otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much about it. Me and my cousin, we just been playing some, Nazi zombies, just for, not really recording so much. Then we're gonna be doing some Modern Warfare 3 shit. Otherwise, kind of been watching a lot of Shark Tank. Not really sure how many of you guys have ever actually seen that TV show, but it's a fairly interesting show, so we've been watching the first season of that. But otherwise, that's pretty much about it. Other than, I'm actually kind of really experimenting with the G again, mainly because I kind of really want to see if, kind of flipping some items back and forth. It's actually pretty, it kind of sucks because, actually it really doesn't, because everything is so fucking cheap. If you guys remember, a year and a half ago when DFSs were, I think they were around, 15, near, they had their moments to being, 20 mil. If you wanted to buy 10 DFSs, then it would cost you, 200 mil. Now, DFSs, God Swords, Claws, everything is so fucking cheap on this game. It's kind of amazing. But, otherwise, just really kind of going to see if, the GE has kind of stabilized. Me, personally, I really don't think so. So, I might lose some money, which kind of sucks, but then again, that's pretty much RuneScape. Alright, guys, but today we're going to be talking about something that I really don't vlog that much about, mainly because it's really by kind of your word versus my word, pretty much. For example, I've seen people on RuneScape lose money, and then I've seen them go around and tell people they've lost a lot more than what they lost. Basically, picture this. Picture someone dies in the wild, they lose 5 mil, or 6 mil. They lose a Fury, maybe Rune Set, or, they basically use 6 or 7 or 8 mil. People, some people have a tendency to actually go around saying, I've lost this amount, I've lost this amount, I've lost that amount, I've lost Santa, I've lost a party hat. Pretty much if all the fucking stories were actually true about people losing Santas and party hats, there would probably be a lot more party hats and Santas in the goddamn game. But, one thing that actually gets talked a lot about on RuneScape, and, I've been vlogging for close to about, 4 years now, video making, that is, and, I've come across a lot of people, and I've actually really only seen one instance, but we pretty much, figured out what happened, which was a little fucked up, but that's, it's, alright, so basically, the only story that I really have to you guys about basically gravestone glitches and shit like that is pretty much, my friend, this was before fucking, this was back in, 2000, I think it's 2008, pretty sure it's late 2008. Anyways, my friend was doing a clue scroll in the wild, and back then, if you guys remember, the wild wasn't really a dangerous place, except for bounty hunter worlds and shit like that, and PvP worlds. But, basically, yeah, people would do clue scrolls wearing, full band, wearing, 60 mil worth of gear. Bandos back then was worth a lot of money. Right now, it's still pricey, but it's not worth as much. So anyways, yeah, basically, a lot of people would, bring their bandos, God Swords. I've even seen some people running around the fucking wild with party hats and shit, or a Santa hat. But anyways, my friend died while doing a clue scroll to a rev, and he spawned in Lumbridge with nothing on him. Literally, there was no fucking items. No bandos, no nothing, absolutely shit. And, pretty much, at first I was like, look, are you joking? Are you joking? Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, no, I seriously don't have, any of my shit on me. He's a pretty good, trustworthy friend, and I'm still friends with him and shit. It's just for the simple fact that, yes, this game can sometimes glitch. And I mean, there's tons of stories out there. There's even a couple of videos that are actually legit. There are some videos on YouTube that are actually kind of fake, but there are legitimate glitches on this game where you can probably most likely not get a fucking gravestone or not spawn with any of your shit. And I mean, basically, pretty much for the longest time, we were like, yeah, your stuff got glitched, your stuff got glitched. And come to find out that pretty much he had a gravestone, but he just didn't go back and collected his shit. But basically, what happened to my friend was that he died in the fucking wild, and I guess for whatever reason, his fucking bandos didn't stay on his body. His bandos just went straight to his fucking gravestone. I'm not really sure if Jagex made that just for the wild or something, but pretty much that's what happened. So in his fucking gravestone, he had his bandos, his berserker ring, his whip, his clue scroll and shit like that. They just didn't stay attached to his body. Is that a glitch? I'm not really sure if it's a glitch. I think it's kind of just like runes. If you died in the wild back then, your shit would stay in your fucking gravestone. But then again, I've heard stories from people that they basically died, they didn't get a gravestone. And come to find out, they just never purchased a higher class gravestone. My situation, if you guys watch my fucking Bandos video, I basically died at Bandos, and I lost Tassets and Fury, which kind of sucks. But, that's how the game is. Sometimes Jagex likes to fuck your wiener, with some nifty balls of Bandos balls. But anyways, yeah, so there was no way that I could have gone back in like 8 minutes. I'm pretty sure it was in 8 minutes. It was either 5 or 8 minutes, but pretty much I said, fuck it. As for some of you guys would probably most likely gone back and got your shit. Me personally, it's just really whatever. But, sometimes the game does glitch. It's just most of the time, all the times I've heard about it, people have either lied, or it's been like my friend's situation where his shit just didn't stay attached to his body. So, and he wasn't scarred or anything, his bandos was just at his fucking gravestone. So, that led me to believe that if you died in the wild in 2008, basically pretty much all your shit stayed in your gravestone. I'm not really sure if that's true or not, but that's pretty much what happened to him. As for other videos on YouTube of people with spawning with no gravestones, maybe they just didn't buy a fucking better gravestone. Maybe their gravestone, disappeared and they didn't notice it. Because the old RuneScape, you didn't used to have that little timer. If you guys remember, when you die, anywhere else in the, besides the wild, you get a little gravestone, you get a timer to go and pick up your shit. That timer is actually fairly recent. So maybe, people back in like 2007, 2006, or even 2008, they didn't realize they had a fucking gravestone, so then they went back to get their shit, and it was gone. So that could have been another, another case. But as for the game glitching as much as people say it does, I really don't think it does. I've been playing the game long enough to really know that probably most likely Jagex has 24/7 technicians on standby. So if the game is glitching, they'll probably most likely fix it. But as for the fact of people's gravestones glitching and people not getting their shit, I've never, really came across, like, for example, like when I have died, besides the wild, I've always gotten a gravestone. It sucks, but I've always gotten a fucking gravestone. But otherwise, what do you guys believe? Do you think that sometimes RuneScape glitches and sometimes you get no gravestone? Or do you think RuneScape actually does its job and people just kind of lie? It's kind of really 50-50. Alright guys, but otherwise as for tonight, I will be on RuneScape doing some farming runs and doing some herb lore. Probably most likely going to use the fucking little toadflax little thingy sitting in my bank. So I could probably move on to something bigger and better. Maybe possibly get overloads tonight, which that would be fucking, well, that would actually be fucking really good. Alright, but otherwise, right now, look at my email address. We have some happy hooba questions for you motherfuckers. Ask.yahoo.com not to be used, because if you do, well, Jagex will decrease your herb lore level, so you will never, ever get overloads on fucking Runescape. First hooba question. Yo, number H is Icon Fender again. I've noticed that you hardly ever speak of the skill as we know as runecrafting. It can be a tedious skill indeed. You barely ever mention Hunter and Agility, but you definitely never mention runecrafting. I was wondering if you simply try to avoid it. Alright. My runecraft level will probably most likely stay at 60. Possibly 61 because in dungeoneering I have to fucking make cosmic runes for the gate for my personal gatestone as I'm running through the fucking dungeon. Picking keys up and picking random shit up to get coins. Or, oh yeah, they changed the fucking coins in dungeoneering to now look like it's rusty coins. It's fucking, it's pretty retarded, but, oh well. Alright. I really don't, runecrafting is going to be my only skill that will stay below 73, or below 1 mil EXP in general. I kind of really like every skill to have 1 mil EXP in it, but runecrafting can go and fuck itself. Reason being is because if somebody has a high runecrafting level and they wear a party, well, this is the old RuneScape. If somebody had a fucking party hat, like a blue party hat, whatever party hat in general, and you saw them wearing a runecrafting cape, oh, obviously they got their money through runecrafting. Me, I kind of like you guys to, you know, think a little more into, well, okay, but then again, you just have to look me up and you can say, yeah, 380 mil made from fletching, like 70 mil made from fishing, 60 mil made from crafting, you know, 120 mil made from farming, and still making farming money. So my skills are obvious on high scores, but as for looking at my character in general, you kind of really have to kind of poke it a little and guess and play. But otherwise, guys, that's pretty much about it. If you got anything for me, you can leave a nasty, dirty little comment. I'll see you motherfuckers tomorrow, and bye.